Hey students, welcome to another Mr. Ness screencast. In this video, you will learn about globalization, and here are your objectives. Please pause the video, look them over, get ready to copy some vocab terms, and take some notes. Last week, we started learning the 5 themes of human geography. Remember, those are 5 broad ideas. You can remember them by this acronym, Mr. Lip: movement, region, location, interaction, and place. And today's topic, globalization, is most related to the theme of movement, which you looked at yesterday, because globalization is having huge impacts on the diffusion of culture. We'll come back to that idea in a second. Our first word today is connectivity. Try saying that. Connectivity. Connectivity. Connectivity is a measure of how much interaction there is between people across space. By interaction, I mean communication and exchange. So basically, connectivity is a measurement of how much communication there is between people in different parts of the world. High connectivity means that 2 different places on Earth are having a lot of interaction. Low connectivity means that people in different places are not interacting much. This cute old man in the picture is the geographer Waldo Tobler. Tobler said that a basic principle of geography, which he called the gravity model, is that places that are physically closer to each other in space have more in common than places that are farther apart. So people in Brooklyn, like you, are more likely to interact with people in Manhattan than you are with people in, say, Japan. And that's because Manhattan is close to Brooklyn, while Japan is far from Brooklyn. So, Tobler says that we can assume that there's more connectivity between Brooklyn and Manhattan than there is between Brooklyn and Japan. And since there's more connectivity, there's going to be more exchange of ideas, causing those places to seem more similar. This makes sense if you think about it. Brooklyn and Manhattan share the same official language, English, political leaders, same legal system, same architectural styles, the list goes on. Brooklyn and Japan don't share any of those things. The fundamental idea that close places are more similar than distant ones is the gravity model, and it's also called Tobler's first law of geography. Oops, where did that go? Here we go. Closely related to the gravity model is the idea of distance decay. Distance decay says that as the distance between 2 places increases, the connectivity between them decreases. And all that means is, as distance increases, there is less interaction. You might think of distance decay as the inverse of the gravity model. Distance decay makes sense because historically it's been much easier for people to interact with others who are near them than with people who are far away. However, technology is changing that. Some technologies like the internet allow people to instantly communicate and interact with people far away from them. The term space-time compression refers to a decrease in the time that it takes for information to diffuse. Let's imagine that you want to interact with someone in Japan. In the past, you would have had to cross the ocean on a sailboat probably in order to reach Japan, and that process would have taken months. Now, you can get on an airplane and get to Japan in about 13 hours. Or you could just send an email to someone in Japan, transmitting your information on the internet in just seconds. Space-time compression is causing Brooklyn and Japan to get closer. Not that the Earth is literally shrinking, but it feels like it is since the time it takes to interact has decreased. Japan and Brooklyn don't seem as far away from each other anymore. Because space-time compression overcomes distance, it contradicts both Tobler's gravity model and the idea of distance decay. Tobler said that there is less connectivity between faraway places, but new technologies are contradicting this by allowing even the farthest places to be closely connected. Some recent examples of these technologies include steamships, automobiles, airplanes, the telegraph, the telephone, and the internet. The internet is my favorite example because it allows information to diffuse pretty much instantly. All right, now we have come to the topic of today's lesson, globalization. You've probably learned about globalization already, but I want you to be familiar with my definition because it includes connectivity. And connectivity is a word we're going to use all year. Globalization means increased connectivity across borders. People in one country are interacting with people in other countries more than they did before. Increased connectivity, more. Those technologies that I just mentioned are causing globalization. They're actually an essential part of globalization because they allow more connectivity across distance and therefore across borders. All right, that's all for today's lesson. Please review the objectives, answer them on loose leaf, take some notes so that you have a reference for tomorrow's Do Now. If you don't know the answer or aren't sure, rewind the video and review. See you in class. Bye, students.